several tips on handstands. Okay, so when you're trying to work on a handstand, the whole point of a handstand is that you're developing the same structural integrity, just like you would be standing up, right? So it's all about foundation with contacting the floor and then how it draws up into the ceiling, right? So if you're going to stand tall, you're usually pressing into the floor and engaging your core and lifting up, right? That's how you do that. So you're going to do pretty much the reverse when your hands are on the ground. So several things when you're thinking about foundation is how you plant your hands onto the floor. You want to make sure that you're planting all of the palm itself onto the floor, pressing down on your index bone, your pinky bone, and then your thumb, like just making kind of like a nice like triangle, and then everything else just kind of like spreads out nice and wide. And when you want to start at shoulder width. So most people, the common mistake is that most people will take their stance out a little bit wider, right? Because we're used to that push-up form. So bring it in and actually stack the wrist underneath the shoulders completely. And then you're going to think that your index fingers and your thumbs are like goalposts, and then you're going to spread the rest of your fingers out. So that's how you do your foundation on the ground itself, right? So you're going to bring them shoulder width, stack the shoulders over on top of the wrist, and then goalposts, and then spread the hands, right? And then press down on the bones, the big bone, the pinky bone, and then the thumb. Can't talk anymore. And then you want to focus on, so a couple of exercises that you can do to prepare for this is actually doing it against the wall. So first, figure out how you can do your proper posture, right? You want to think feet hip width apart. This is all just, Tadasana, mountain pose. And that's all you're going to be practicing on against the wall. So you're going to get the shoulders back, roll the shoulders back, palms facing down palms facing away from you, back of the hands towards the wall, and then nice and tall. So the contact points will be the back of your head, your shoulders, your hips, and your heels, right? And then you want to keep that core engaged, tuck the tail a little bit so it's starting to flatten up that back against the wall, right? And then from here, you're going to keep everything contacting, but just raising up the shoulders, shoulder width apart, raising up the arms, shoulder width apart, up until you get to the ceiling. So this is where, if you're having issues with the shoulders, you're going to start to come in contact with these issues. A lot of people that will have tightness, what's going to happen is that as they raise up the hands and they get higher than shoulder width and that tightness starts to increase, they're going to compensate by allowing the belly to stick out forward and releasing that core engagement, right? This allows compensation because what you're doing is you're drawing that tightness back to where it's at. So if you have trouble standing like this with a nice engaged core, shoulders back, head back, that's going to tell you that you're going to have that same trouble on your hands, right? So I would practice this at least a minute. Like if you cannot just stay in this position for more than a minute and it gets tiring, then you should do some repetitions in that, right? And again, it's all about how you want to be on your hands. So you want to get those shoulders away from the ears, right? Get them back and down. And then you can even start to practice away from the wall, bring the palms up. You're going to start to notice any tightnesses that are going to be on the forearms, the wrists, which we get a lot from training, and then a lot of tightness against the shoulder chest area. So these are just things that they'll like after holding this for a while, they'll start to work out. You're going to start to strengthen up your upper back muscles. Your shoulders are going to start to loosen up a little bit. And when you can get that for about a minute, then that's when I would start like transitioning to the ground. All right, next video.